In the interim, while we watch all these moving parts, I'd really like to speak with a man who understands regional stability and instability. That's Fawaz Gerges, who's the chair of Contemporary Middle Eastern Studies at the London School of Economics and Political Science. Also not in the UK today. I believe you're in San Diego. I think that's right. So of all the time, and again, a bit like Sajan Gohal, we've spoken many times over the years talking about Iran and its future. What is your assessment of this moment in Iran? What kind of conversations are happening there at the top right now?
Well, thanks for having me. I think the first point I would like to tell your viewers is that we have to wait and see. It is too early to speculate on what could happen, might happen in Iran and the region. But I think this is a very consequential moment. We have seen this show before. The idea that the United States could basically bring about regime change. The idea that the United States could basically change the regional landscape. The idea that somehow air power on its own can really basically force the Iranian regime to surrender and to submit to its own demands, to American demands. What's different about what we have seen in the past few hours, actually the past year or so, is that this is a coordinated attack by the United States and Israel. This is really, historically speaking, it happened last June and it's happening now. And this is really quite very radical in the sense that the United States now joins Israel in trying to reshape the regional order. The second important point, this is not about reaching a nuclear deal with Iran. This is not about destroying the Iranian nuclear program. President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister have made it very clear. This is about regime change in Iran. They do not just want to destroy Iran's nuclear program and ballistic missiles and the security infrastructure. They want to destroy the regime itself. In fact, the first waves of American and Israeli attacks have targeted the top leadership, including the supreme leader, the president, the defense minister, and top leaders. My own assessment is that if President Trump expects the Iranian people to rise up against their regime now, this is a very delusional idea. It's delusional because this could really mean another massacre in Iran. And also because if history is a lesson, the Iranian people rally around the flag when their country is under attack, even though there are millions of Iranians who would like the regime to disappear and they would like a new government in place. So all in all, we have to wait and see. But what we are seeing now really is a very dangerous moment, not only for Iran and the Iranian people, but also for the region as a whole, because it could really mean catastrophic consequences for regional stability and security.
Fawaz, when you think about the Iranian people right now and everything they have been through, especially recently, how worried are you about their day-to-day right now?
Actually, this is really the most important point to talk about. The plight, the conditions, the well-being, the security, and the safety of the Iranian people. The Iranian people have gone through so much in the past really 40 years or so. Does any Iranian believe that President Trump cares about the Iranian people? Does anyone believe that President Trump cares about democracy in Iran? Does anyone believe that Benjamin Netanyahu cares about the well-being of the Iranian people? Of course not. So the reality is this particular war could have devastating consequences on the Iranian people. Just we have reports now, according to the Iranian government, more than 50 children, school children, were killed in one of the major attacks by either the United States and Israel. So I expect thousands of casualties in Iran. I expect the entire infrastructure, security, military, strategic, economic infrastructure of Iran to be destroyed. And the fear is that the destruction of state capacity could really basically trigger civil strife in Iran, instability in Iran, and could spill over its neighbors if this war continues, as we think it will be, not just for a week or two. This could really go on for weeks and months.
So what is the mechanism that allows for a climb down from both sides? What has to happen next for this not to spiral into more violence?
I mean, I want to be direct with your viewers, and you want me to. Mm-hmm. The Omani foreign minister, who was basically mediating between the American and Iranian teams over the past 2 weeks, just released a statement. He said, why would you attack Iran while we have made major progress in terms of really trying to end Iran's nuclear program? I mean, I think if we need to think about it, this is not about reaching a nuclear deal with Iran. This is about regime change in Iran, and President Trump has made it very clear. And he does not have authorization either from the American people or let alone from the international community, the Security Council. And this is why this is a war of choice. This is President Trump's war. He thinks it's going to be easy, it's going to be simple, it's going to be a great win for him, as it was in Taiwan, as in Venezuela. But the chief of staff, the head of the chief of staff of the United States, has already warned President Trump, this will not be an easy win. This will be a prolonged, dangerous, costly war, particularly for the Iranian people. And I'm mainly concerned about the plight of the Iranian people and the well-being of the Iranian people. So at the end of the day, the end game, the President Trump, what he has said in the past few hours, if the end game is to bring about regime change in Iran, this could really last for months, if not for years, bearing a political miracle, inside Iran itself.
Indeed, Fawaz, as we've been saying all day, it's very easy to start a war. It is very hard to stop one. Thank you very, very much for your insights. I always appreciate speaking with you, sir. That was Fawaz Gerges speaking with us from San Diego today.